All right, we're late. I know we're late. We're late. Okay, so if you'll shoot the room.
Yeah.
All right, let me get the list up here and see what else we got. Pretty good lineup today. I got George. Oh God, he loves Bitcoin dominance. That is his main.
Yeah, he uses that to key in for
he keys
when you
off
get
of it
into
for
alts.
everything, but it seems to work for him. Okay, so I got we got Mocha Joe. Yeah, that's a toughie, Mocha Joe. We got peeps. Yeah, we got a few. Hey, CPT lunchbox. Hey, morning. Oh, must be. Wonder where would you be if it's morning? Time for a blow off. High, low. What is it gonna be? And what essay class are we talking about? There's just the resilience of the tech stocks is mind blowing. Just mind blowing. I think we're still in the Tina times. There is no alternative. So where else are you going to put your money? Those shorting the ruble are having a good week. No, look at the market now. Not so sure of itself. All right, we get 20 here. We got 13, 14.
Everyone's got
Fred. What's up,
hangover.
Man? Who's got a hangover?
I say everyone does. They're slow to come in.
Yeah. Well, we were a little late on our start time. We'll get them going here. Left a crude long. Still think that's got some legs. Pretty typical Monday trading, actually. I'm just bouncing around the IBs. Okay, so we got. Oh, wait, let's see. We got what's the difference between views and playbacks? You know, Monty? If you look on the YouTube studio, it says playbacks. Total number of times when the video has been loaded and refreshes. I got it. Okay.
So I guess if I press refresh,
that's refreshes,
playback.
Right? I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Views may be unique viewers per account.
Yeah, I think current is just showing us how much. So current view. Oh, so we're well over 20. Okay, let's go ahead and get started here. All right, guys, appreciate y'all being here. Here, let's get rid of our disclaimer. I got the right one on here, and just I guess I should do these just kind of an intro to what we're doing here for those that maybe stumble across this for the first time. So the idea here, of course, we unlike so many other live streamers, we let the members pick the assets and we review their TA. So it says I like to use the idea of having them teach it back to us. And in that process, we get a feel for how they're progressing with implementing our methodology, right? So it's, we're not overly critical. I really just want to see what you're looking at, how you're approaching it, just so see if I can be helpful. That's the idea. Often particularly members that have experience, have been with us for a while, are just going to post spectacular setups, right? It's all going to be very much in line with our methodology, and you're just going to see a lot of setups if you're looking, right? Which is kind of the benefit here. So hopefully it's a multi-purpose viewing session, right? To pick up maybe some education, maybe some ideas, a few nuggets along the way, but then a whole lot of really good setups and maybe some things that you like the look of it, but does it meet the criteria? Is the risk reward there? All the things that we look for to establish whether or not it's a good trade for you. So starting out here, we're starting out with this is a tough one here. I took a look at this and thought, oh God. Is this what we're starting with? So this is Mocha Joe. He's been with us for a while. And so this is relatively, as he notes, minimal Elliott Wave on here. As I tell the guys, members, I should say. When I ask what they're looking for, I don't really care about the Elliott wave. If it's there and you want to apply it, great, but that's not a requirement. I just want to see, like, so this being a good example here, this is a shit Elliott count, right? It's not quite there. So attempting to put a count on it, okay, he's probably doing that just you know, as in, okay, what's there? Maybe this works. This is actually a pretty good example of one where, because the Elliott is not there, I'd be trading this without Elliott. We've got plenty of swing structure here. Obviously, we've got some geometry. There are fib swings here that are in play, and we've got a trending market. Oh, well, we could kind of break it down as in, okay, here's right. Remember, that's all the market ever does, and that's all it ever can do, right? Make a swing, one side's going to break, right? It can go sideways for a long time, but sooner or later, one side breaks. That's the only thing the market can do. So if we look here, here's a good example of it. Now, of course, what complicates that, I wish it was that simple, right? So what complicates it is, do we not have the exact same thing here, right? But we've got a little double hitch in the middle of it. So that's where it starts to get, oh, wait a second, right? I've got that twice. Okay, can I make use of that? And then if we look here, right, you know, we're just trying to, if we simplify Elliott, right, is that a 5? Well, sure, looks like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I've got something impulsive here. I mean, it would almost hard to call that anything, considering the distance that traveled is anything but impulsive. Oh, what do we get here? It looks like we're not technical off the 2 here. It looks like it broke. Yeah, so you got a little, so you went 707, which is interesting, but remember, right, again, what makes it more difficult, you got to come back one, right? Because the algo doesn't care about this, right? Does not care that that's there, right? So once this one blows, it'll right, it's being software, right? It'll just go back a pivot, right? And you've got here. So now front run off of the 50, maybe, right? It's likely this is a play off of here. Oh, there's just price action, right? You're coming into the prior resistance support, right? Very rudimentary stuff. But how would you have known, right? Is there? Oh, that'd have been a toughie to nail down. These colors kind of always throw me a little bit. Oh, so there's his. The idea here is good, right? So for a 1-2, it's a little skinny on the 1-2. What did we get here? We got, you're kind of in no man's land there, but you got a very clear 5 out of it. But you're between the 100 and 1, 2, 3, 6. No, but no question, you got a 5. But then the count kind of falls apart, right? It really does. Now you probably got an expanded B here. Right, that's a clean finish, right? And you overlap here. So now you get, this is likely just a stop run, right? Now we come down. So, A, B, or, yeah. Oh, yeah, you got it. 1, 2, 3. Here's your classic sideways 4, 5. Right, now, but this is where it falls apart. Now, he's made an effort here to throw it on there, but you can see if you look at it, you can't call it an impulse. It's not there, right? So you can put the 3 on here. You'd be making an assumption. So just looking at it, right, this is where Elliott can be problematic. So we go, okay, well, what are we doing with that? I consider maybe you could work it here, but you can't because you've got so much overlap. So here, this is just one of those tricky markets where the Elliott's just not there, right? With that, because you might have thought, oh, maybe I can go 1, 2, 3. Oh, I suppose you might be able to pull that off as a diag, but then you're in a, oh fuck, can we rescue this thing? You'd have to put it here, and then you'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into an expanding diag, but that doesn't fit the context. So you're kind of in a, actually it's a good example to see this, right? Because Elliott is not always there, or it's not developed to the point to where you can use it in any way that would be beneficial. So that doesn't necessarily mean, oh, well, fuck it, next chart. It means, okay, I can't, the Elliott is not helpful to me here. If anything, it's making it more difficult because I want to see the 5 there. Because I want to go, 1, 2, 3, 4, what's the big deal, right? But it's, if you're applying rules and guidelines, it's not there. So what you're kind of stuck. Damn it. Sorry. And maybe, you're working the expanded B. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like that's a good count to start with. But either, so you can see what this is creating. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, right? And you just saying it out loud sounds like, really? Oh, that would put Procter and Gamble at about 1,500, which doesn't seem likely. So I think the Elliott here is not helping, right? So let's hide it. It's not helping. All right, so do we need it? Oh, come here. I'm not used to hiding it there. Here's the last time it was meaningful and helpful. Now, what do I do here? Well, certainly, all right, this I think he's putting on for his benefit here. I'm going to take him off just to clear up the chart. Okay, can we still trade this? Well, I might want to bring that out. That's awfully faded. Why we're so faded there? Look at that. Oh shit! Here, I don't want to fuck with that. Okay, so I've got swing. It's pretty much right. Out of price action here. Pull it back. Resistance. Support. Pull it over. I'd like this a whole lot better down here. Now, one thing that you run into here, and this is a good example, when you have this long of a throw in the median line before you're working the sides, this can get to be problematic because it's too far. So, is it really there? I'd probably do it this way. Now, because it's past it, so I'm going to just start looking here. If I go shift, do I like what I see here? Modified a little bit better. But even still, it's not quite. I don't think I would pull it from there. It's really not the right. Well, let's see. This was actually probably decent. Oh, come here. Must be Monday. We go here. Okay, so you got it here on the. Let's tighten it up. This looks like it wants this. Let's see if I put it on the high. Still catches it. Geez, you see it here, right? See, maybe you could have gone 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't do it. It's kind of annoying. Now maybe you could work a diag. Let's see, 5, 3, 5. You can barely even get. You can't get 5 in here either. Yeah, you're gonna have to bail on the Elliott here. It's just not there. It's not, again, if it's not helping, get it off. All it's going to do is make it worse. I'm going to take all of it off. Okay, can I trade it? Well, so obviously this is pretty interesting if we're going to come down here. Just simple price action here. I don't know why that's so grayed out, but I got a nice big high volume node right there, right? You can understand why. Okay, so I would start checking here. I'm looking for retraces, right? That's all we care about is kind of get a good retrace. If I can get it in context with, some price action, just some structure, some market structure. Right now, I've got a series of lower lows, lower highs coming off this. So we go up impulsively, and now we're coming down, lower lows, lower highs, all the way down. So where's a likely place of support? Well, this seems pretty logical. Let's see. Since we've already tagged this here, well, here we are coming into the edge. Although with that established, at about this point here, I'd be looking at a channel. It just looks like it's going to play better here. Oh, I might do it this way and then clone it to get on the other side of it. If you wanted to be really tight about it. Oh, is there got a little order block in there? You might be able to tighten it down even more if you wanted to get really granular with it. All right, last down before it goes up. Right at the golden zone. Shit, I'd be. Oh, yeah, that's pretty nice right there. You can use so I would do it this way. You got nice price action here you can work with. So the spread between those two, there's your entry zone. And you're looking for that to come out of here. You got an algo target. You've got, oh Jesus, you got lots of pivots here that you can work with here. Boy, that look at how this and this are framing that golden zone just beautifully. Now, if we get here, then that would be interesting to me to put the for the potential, right? Just that, just the potential for the golden corner. Now here I would go original recipe, looking for something like that. If we come down here. So the whole thing kind of maps out. The Elliott is not really useful because it's not there yet. Now, if we came back, shit, yeah, it could be 6 months before you've got a count here that's useful. But that can we don't need an Elliott count to trade it. Looks like you've got it looks like you do have an ABC in there. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've got an ending diag to get you down here. I think you could be done here. But boy, it sure is sexy down there. So I'd wait for that. Let's see what we get down in there. Boy, that's just too good right there. Last down before the up. Looks like you could get that to work, right? So here, that's the B. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now we want it down. Can we play that as an A, B, diag into the C at the golden? That's what I'd be waiting for. Yeah, I don't think there's anything better there. Looks like this could have been technical, right? So you might have a target here. Right, you do. Oh, shit. Look at that. We've already got it. So right in a diag, we're always looking for the start of the 1 through the pivot of the 3 and looking for something technical in the 4. 50 is ideal. Here we got golden zone, right? So it couldn't be any better. But now we've just nailed target. Look at the reaction. So it's very possible that low is in. Which is not, it's not uncommon to see that, right? You're down here hanging for the golden zone, and they're gonna pivot right at the 50. Now, what makes you think, oh, that could be? Because how else would you know, right? You're in between, and you're not really right on that pivot here. So what else is there, right? That's always what you're asking. What else is there, right? That would cause that? Well, there it is. Algo taking this algo right to the tick, taking profit now. So let's see, we're on an 8 hour here. So there's going to be a counter, right? If this is the low, the next retrace should hold, right? If it's going to be technical, right? So here we are in between the 50 and the golden zone. So you probably, oh shit, why does that looks awfully fat here? Well, there's probably a low risk little play in there. I might do that with options. Looking for a pushback to the, you can give that, there's 5 to 1, all right, if you want to use the pivot low, right, off of the tag of that algo target. You don't have to go that far, right? You could use the 50. There's 7 to 1. Just your question of your risk tolerance, right, or how you're going to approach that trade. If you're going to go in the underlying, you're going to go into an option. You don't need to give the option as much time there because you're looking for that to come pretty fast, right? So, well, I'd stay away from the weeklies, right? You want at least, I'd want 60 days there, right? So I don't get eaten away with time decay. But that's not bad. All right, so there you got a little bit Elliott to help you, and then a little algo, a little confluence, got some median lines, all right? So the count is not helping me. Oh, it looks like you probably had, looks like you got a 5 in here. Oh, that's what's fucking it up. You have to, no, I think you're going to have to do it this way. Let's reset that. Boy, the whole way up, it does not want to give you a clean impulse. So this, well, you can't quite do it. You can't go 1, 2. This, fuck, that overlaps. So maybe you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you go 1, 2. There it is, right? So you'd have to go 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's a shitty. That's terrible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't really have the right look. So the Elliott here is not particularly good, right? Even that, because you want to go 1, 2, and you can't quite get it to work. And this has already had an overlap, so you can't go 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So you just kind of fucked here on the Elliott, which, right, it just happens, right? It's not always going to be there, or it's not always going to be developed enough to where you can read it, right? So take it off the chart. Perfectly tradable here. right? Multiple spots. So if you take a loser here, and I would so you got to be careful about doing this, saying, oh, okay, I'm going to take this one, but if that one breaks here, I'll just wait for it to come down here. No, see, because would you do that, right? If you were in the underlying here, it's one trade at a time. If I get stopped out here, okay, all right, I can live with that, right? I've made that deal with myself when I went into the trade if I'm going to take this. Okay, so particularly if you're in an option, because then it's really tempting to go, well, let's just wait and see what happens down here. Right now, look, the risk reward here has now already changed dramatically. Right, this is very common with option trading. Right now, you're at a 2-to-1. Okay, still maybe you could pull that off, but now see, this is where the option is going to hurt you, because now if it dicks around down here, time every day, right, is options wasting assets. They lose value every single day. Time value. Right now, does it have any intrinsic value? Well, this is going to have to come down here and really kick to get you out of that hole. But the danger is, and I saw this, remember I was an options broker for 10 years, and I would see clients do this. Well, let's just see what happens here. Well, maybe they're going to go down and test the low here. It'll bounce back. It'll right. So right, because not getting out here is the mistake. So the market's going to punish you for that, and then keep punishing you until you learn that lesson. It will do it to you every time. Only thing worse is if you get away with it, because then you'll do it again. All right. Tough one there from an Elliott perspective, but I think very tradable, right? Don't feel like you're handcuffed and you can't trade it if there's not a clear Elliott count, and we don't want to trade it unless there is a clear Elliott count. So be picky. Oh, let's see what I got. Grant. Oh, this will be easy. Grant giving me. All right, we know what to expect here. Always so consistent. I got a story here. I'm long off the double bottom at the potential PRZ. Posted this on February 7th. Live stream breakout. Okay, let's take a look here. Oh, this looks good. So he's long from the double bottom here, right? I like that. Let's get this copied here. Monero. You would think Monero might be showing signs of life here because, well, it's going to be interesting to see if sanctions lead to crypto, which leads to more restricted. This is an interesting time we're in here. So if those that are being sanctioned, I'm trying not to be political, but those being sanctioned here, Monero is an obvious place they would turn. I want to move money around, you would think. Right, so we got a pretty good start here. So what are we doing there? 1, 2, 3. So I think he wants the 3 here. And we're going to go, I got a clear impulse here. So I got to go A, triangle B, into the C for the 4. This looks exactly like the S&P or a few others, right? Interesting. 1, 2, Yeah, that could be done, right? So you could be done here. So we're in the PRZ. You got the 5 here. It's a candidate for the 2, candidate for the C. So this would be the 5 of the 5 of the 5 of the 2. He's already long. So look this is what, right? Grant does this every single time. Heads up here. This is a complete trading plan. 3 targets, very tight risk. Right, you got a plan here in front of you, right? So is anybody confused about how he's going to trade this? First question is, do you understand the entry? Why he would be going long here? Well, remember, right? So one of the first things here that's really telling, right? Every pivot is an advertisement, right? To come get the stops, right? There's liquidity there. I talked about this a little bit, right? So maybe we just drill down this a little bit so you understand why. So one of the things that I keep harping on and telling you guys, okay, this, no, never a place to enter the market. And you say, well, come on, man, because breakouts happen all the time. Right, they do. That's absolutely right, right? Sooner or later, one side has to break. But that's the worst possible place to enter the market. Let me show it to you this way here. I did 2 Bitcoin videos. And I kind of went into this on the first one, but that's not the one that went public. But here, this is a good area to show it. So let's get a long and a short here. All right, so we'll just kind of overlap them here. Okay, so now I'm going to just push these off for a second, so you understand why this is a terrible place to enter the market. Because the one thing you know with certainty is you've got potential liquidity down here, right? So we know why. So why do I say that? Because there's stops there. Yeah, but it's a little bit more than that. It's not just that that the longs here have their stops there. What we know, right? And they may have been pained here unless they're giving it a little bit of room. But just to make the example, so you have people that will long it here, or those that are defending here will be looking to defend at that pivot. Breakout traders are trying to short it here. Right, they're like, oh, it broke, right? So, and their stops have to be, they got to be somewhere in here, right? They're not going to do this, right? That's not going to give them enough. So their stops, maybe they use this pivot here, say, okay, well, if it kicks back here, you'd expect that to hold. So you've got this overlaps here between breakout traders and those that are limit buyers, or would be buying off of the potential for the low to hold off of a double bottom. Or they followed the Elliott count and they're like, well, hey, fuck, man, look at that. Whoa, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I got it. Or they put some harmonics on and they're like, hey, I got a PRZ down here into a double bottom. This is why, right, this is the worst possible place to enter, because you have all of this conflicting market activity down here. So you don't know what the hell's going to happen here. One side's got to win. What happens often is that both sides will get fucked, right? You'll get stopped, right? And then eventually, whatever direction, those with the muscle to move the market want to take it. And my anticipation would be this would be up, right? Because all they did, right, was just run those stops. That's all they did. Well, how do I know that? Right? Look what came off of it. Right? Go straight up. So you know that the breakout traders were down here. They have to cover. No, that's why you don't do it down here. I'm not saying you don't hold through it. It's the kind of thing where if you were short from up here, right? Even here would have been. Oh, you probably you got a little order block there. So you probably work off of that here. So you're coming down here, but not do you want to stay long here? Well, that's a bit of a judgment call. If anything, that's a good example of why if you're short here, that's a good place for a partial. Much like he's doing on the way up, right? You've got targets for partial profits. Well, here's one. If we're coming down to that low, that would be an obvious place to take a partial. Now, maybe, you at this point, if you were short up here, you've given back at least half of it. Look where we go, right to the structure. Right, where bears are going to try and defend, likely. Right, they'll try and defend. If that's technical, wouldn't surprise me. Get right on that low. Oh, they might be pulling from here. In the golden zone. Now, look right here. Do you understand why that's stopping there? So not only the price action, right? So prior support becomes the resistance. It was resistance here as well. So you really have the same thing happening here. You're going to have breakout traders. You put the same thing on. You're going to have breakout traders right here, and then you're going to have short sellers in the same spot. Short sellers here are going to be the algo sellers. That's not a good place, right? So you have a clear area here where you're going to have buyers and sellers at the same spot, right? That's not where you want to be. That's not where you want to enter the market right here, where we in a double top, right? Just like this was a shitty place to short the market. That's a terrible place to do anything. See, if you were long, you wanted to be long going into it. Good place for a partial. If you were short coming into this, good place for a partial, right? Because you don't, right? It just becomes, it's a tornado right there. You don't know who's going to come out of that ahead. The only thing that would give you any sense of direction would be the context. Oh, okay. Well, here, I can finish this thing in a 5. I got a candidate down here. The context would suggest there's a pivot. There's, what does he call it? A potential reversal zone. That's all we get. That's all we ever get is a potential reversal zone. So I got a PRZ down here. What comes off of it? Whoa, that sure looks impulsive. Well, that's a 4-hour chart. That is an impulsive move. And there's a little retrace. Right? That's all the market ever does. That's all it can do. Here, you probably. Well, I guess we can add in that we could add a triangle, right? That's the one other thing, which is really just doing the same thing, right? It's just you can't break. Eventually, one side of the triangle breaks. It can be helpful to just kind of simplify the market, and then when you get to these structural pivots, go, okay, who's going to be entering there? Who's trading there? ask yourself, okay, if I want to long it there, who's on the other side of that? What are they thinking? If I want to short it there, who's on the other side? What are they thinking? That's why this is a bad place to enter the market. Okay, hopefully that helps some of you guys. All right, Grant, right? We know what he's going to do, right? He's got, look, the risk reward is relatively speaking, right? You don't have to go balls deep there, right? So you got, I mean, the risk is so, that's about as good as we get, guys. That's about all you can do. I mean, put it in perspective. Here, I guess I moved this off. Nice set of targets here, all coming off of this. Now, of course, all of this is got to happen. You got to break. So you look at it and say, man, you got to break a lot of structure there. Well, do we really, right? Is it just look kind of like got a nice descending triangle here. Now, if we break, boy, it kind of sets up, like you can kind of see it, like, oh man, if we break, right? So we got structure here. We got that one, right? That's the first one we have to break, right? Here we could draw it. Right, always look left, right? So we got all that structure. We got to break, and then the next thing we got to break, right? This is just, where's the defense going to be? Where are they going to defend? Well, clearly they're going to defend here, right? Clearly this is going to be defense, right? This will likely, there'll be structure here. You'll see it again, right? So you got look left. Where's the other side of the market going to defend? Where am I going to run into potential size? Right, so you're not even there. You just had a little turtle head over that trend line, right? And you're right in a golden zone. Do you want to long it there? After what we just looked at, do you want to long it there? I think not. I think not. Down here, much more interesting, right? To long it here, right? It's look, when he goes long here, look how tight his stop is. Nice stuff, right? So one to watch, Monero, right? Underperformer. About time for that to kick. All right, good stuff, Grant. Always good stuff from you. Appreciate it. Okay, Crypto Mountains. Okay, Crypto Mountains I got here. I think he's new, but I think he's been posting. I always like to see that. Right? It's always the key. I always tell new members when they come in, if you want to have a good experience, you got to participate. Like, it's easy to join a Discord. Right? Shit, they fucking welcome you. Hey, glad you came. But if you don't participate, you don't get anything out of it, right? You're just kind of in there, you look around, you get bored, you go to another one. You got to participate. You got to pick one and engage, right? That's the only way you get value out of it, whether it's our program or any of these programs. You got to engage and you got to participate and find out, right? Okay, does this work for me? Do I like this? Do I like the vibe I got in here? Oh, what are we doing here, Crypto Mountains? Okay, so this is interesting. Okay, so we're coming. So here's the 786 on this one. So let's go. Let's shrink that up a little bit. I'll go to platinum here, and we'll. What do we go? We went 887. So this. So here we went 887. See, this is. I call it platinum zone. So I go 887 and 90. So if I'm looking for flats, I'm looking for that. And I got 764, 786, right? Get all the fib numbers here because you will see the market react there. Then golden zone, and then a 50, right? So this is you can almost think of it as like a discount zone, right? So another way, just a simplified way, here I got a swing. Here's halfway. If I'm down here, I'm in the discount range. If I'm above it, I'm in the premium range. Right, so down here, I want to see if I can buy her and see if I can get it into the premium range. So let's here. I'm just going to clear some of this up just so we can get a better look at it here. Not to invalidate your work at all, but just let's get down to the core of it. Okay, so we have a corner pocket here. The count looks quite good, right? So this is oh Jesus, what are we trading here? Bros. What is that? Mine crypto? Bros? I want to say it's brothers or something.
Dutch Brothers?
Dutch Brothers. I knew it was. Yeah, I knew it was. I'd seen it before. Okay, so here's our. Thanks. Here's our support range, right? So if you're back to thinking about, okay, where's premium? We're in discount, right? Accumulation. Oh, we got earnings coming up here about a month away. You got a beautiful. I mean, other than the fact you don't have an algo here at this, we're on a 2 hour here. You don't have an algo, but you're certainly in the range to where, if it's going to go here, here's your POC, pretty close to where we are. I like it. Let's go down. Let's go down to the 1 hour and see if there's enough there for a 1. Maybe, right? It's not that you couldn't trade this, but if you had all the ingredients of a 5, well, then you start going, okay, I like it all the better, right? Maybe I can squeeze a little diagonal. It looks like 5 is going to be too short, but okay, maybe there's another little kick there. So all it does is just give me a little bit more confidence. Like, oh, did I get a 5? Oh, if I did, okay. Well, now I'm leaning a little bit more heavily into this as the pivot. I don't quite have it yet. That's where you'd expect to run into it, the resistance. Let's get those wicks. Yeah, you probably got a little mini order block right there, but that needs one more. You need one more little kick there. 3 is long. 3, you probably get an ABC out of that. 3 is. Oh, let's check it here before we're not in log. Before I call it, all right? You measure. Well, you can't do it. So actually, you're gonna have to do it this way. A, B, C, to get it long enough, right? Because if we're gonna get a diag here, we need 3 longer than 1, 5 longer than 3. So that's gonna need another kick if that 4 is going in. So there, might be, right? It's too soon to tell. Where while it can be frustrating, it's God damn it. Do I not have a 5? Can I not call that a 5? Right? No. After my little outrage on Friday here. It can be frustrating, right? God damn it, right? So you can trade it, but if you get that, wouldn't you feel all the better about it? And if you got like, oh, okay, there's the, all right, I can see it overlapped. Okay, so it looks like it's a diag here. Now, if this is the 4, we got to get that to overlap here because now we're going A, B, C. So if that's the 3, I need this 4 to come down overlap here, and then if I get that, now I'm like, oh shit, I got a leading diag. And I've got a corner down here where I was looking for the pivot. Because for all we know, that's just another 3 and we're going down here. We don't know, right? But when you complete the 5 off of the corner, now you sit and you go, okay, well, I'm sorry, I missed that, but all I was looking for was a little confirmation. Now we wait for that. Oh, okay, big impulsive order block down here. Come into that zone here. Oh, got it. Now, right? Boom. Now you got a roadmap. And you've got some conditions where you know that, okay, if I've got 80% odds of getting there, so if I'm not getting there, I'm worried. But if I get there, I know, man, this thing is spot on. I know what's likely to come next if I get that, right? Now, what shape does it take? Right? Or here's what you don't want. I don't want it to get there right away. I'd rather it take time to get there. One of the little nuances of median lines. I'd rather have it take a little more time because it's more likely to be a 3. If it gets here, if I do this, right? If I go boom, I go fuck. Okay, what have I got? Right? Did I just double top here? A, B, O. Is that the 1? Right? And now, so it depends what comes next. Right? Oh, that would make sense. 1, 2. Oh, now I get it. Right? It's the market is never going to make it drop dead easy. And if it does, those are the ones where you're like, oh, holy shit, I got to take that. Because it doesn't always give you the I mean, look at this, right? Can you really, is that clearly, we got a clear 5 in there? Well, maybe, right? It's 5-ish, right? And this looks like a 3. So you don't hold for like, it's not exactly, it couldn't quite. If the basic structure here is this is 5 and this is 3, take the trade. Then it's just a question of how much do you love it? Like, how good is that 5? Because if you want to get into Hardy, whatever the brothers is, I mean, how bad do you want to get into it? Are you willing to compromise here and go, the setup is so, but I want to get long, right? So why would you be thinking that? Because in the longer term picture, right, you're at support. So are we dicking around here, on the 1 hour saying, well, fuck, that little swing wasn't quite as long as that. Is that too much, right? Then the thing takes off on you and you're like, fuck, I was down here trying to count that wave and I missed the whole thing, right? So there's a balance between being comfortable in your own mind to where you're ready to pull the trigger. Don't lose the forest through the trees, right? So, okay, right, maybe, okay, down I can get a little 5 in there. If I get it, all the better. If not, you know, if you get a nice retrace here, I'd still be looking at the trade. Oh, okay. I think that's about all we can offer there. That's a nice setup there. Crypto Mountains. My friend bought brothers on the first day of listing. Ooh, cool. I was content with letting the initial euphoria die out and see. Is this a coffee house? Is this a coffee something? Can't remember. I want to say yes.
Yeah, I think Dutch Brothers is a coffee.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. All right. So his friend got it here. Well, you let all the initial euphoria pass. It came right back here to where he likely bought it, so you didn't miss anything. Good thinking. Okay, let's keep going. All right, I got Koki. What are we looking at, Koki? Wait a sec. I hit the wrong thing there. Xiaomi. I don't know what this is. All right, Koki. What are we looking at here? Xiaomi Corp. I've never seen it. Trading on. Oh, am I going to have this? Do I have this exchange? I guess I do. Never heard of this company. Doesn't matter, right? They all trade the same. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty easy. What are we doing here? We're going to go. You're giving me 2 counts. Okay, I see what you're doing. All right, so you're giving me a. Oh, you went to a triangle B. Okay, interesting. Okay, that's pretty sexy. Okay, so he went. Sure, let's draw it here. So he's got 5 into an A via leading diag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So all the conditions are there. That's just what we were just trying to fuck around with. Is, can I get 3 longer than 5, 1, and 5 longer than 3? Perfect. 3 into the. Now this is where he's gone. He's gotten creative, right? So your first thought would have been A, B, but he gets a 3 here. All right, so pretty creative, right? So he's going to go A, B, C, D, E for the B. Are we legit there? It's a little funky. God, I'm going to have to call out the Elliott Wizards on that one. I'm not sure if that. I think that is legit. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm not positive, but I think it is. I think that's legit. Coming into that for the A, B. I got to check the book on that one. But I like the thinking there. It's just a very, very creative way to get there. Because my first thought would have been WX. Now, could I get a Z here? WX. Pretty much a straight shoot, so I can see his thinking. I can see how he ended up here because you have no what you're looking. If that was WX, you'd be looking for this, right? He's just got just a straight shot down. It's quite a channel. All right, channel bringing it down. I'll probably be more sharp on that. So somebody's not happy here. Look, look where we end up. Right in the golden zone. Let's tighten that up here. God damn it, come here. Here we go. As we tickle the edge of the golden zone there. So this has to be complete. This is a funky B, but I kind of like it. So there's the C. Right? So potentially that's the 2. Oh, so we don't have the upper degree there. So we got a 1, candidate 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. All right, so that's what he's after here. Swing, golden zone. You got a channel within a channel within a channel. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. God, he's got all of it. All right, that's good work, Koki. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like there's one more down. Boy, it sets up, doesn't it? One more little kick up, and you're coming down here. Now you'd prefer to not see it break the golden zone, right? You'd love to see it hold there for that last little 5. I know that's getting hard to see. Oh shit. So we can pull that out. 1, 2, 3. You need the 4, right? We don't quite have a 4 into the 5, and you hope it holds here, so you got the muscle of that algo to ride behind. I'd wait. I'd want to see the reaction. I wouldn't just sit there with a limit. Although it's such a low risk, I'd want to see the little 2, right? Take that, right? Stop under the 65. So can I come out of there like that? Great work getting that all nailed down all the way from the top. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. How'd you get there? 3, 4, 1, 2. How'd you get there? 3, 4, 5. I got it. Tough one. Just a straight. Whew, what an ugly. Something very, very bad happened in that business. Not exactly sure why, but with that relentless, what are we falling from? Holy shit. 35 to 13. Something not good is happening there. Is there anything else there? Pretty much all you got. Well, you got a low volume nugget there. This is about all you got, right? There's no business has been done there. That structure, that's about it. So all the more, like something definitely very bad happened in that business. So I'd want to see that little reaction because this thing could just keep going. So rather than, because that's, and there's no retrace here to say, oh, okay. Right now here, this would be the logical spot, right? So here, there's really no logical until you get right here spot for that to be finding any resistance on the way up, right? It's just been straight down. So I'd want to see a little kick. Show me the reaction rather than just sit here and take it long. I mean, you could see how it could come down to the POC, right? I mean, nothing says it has to stop here. Looking right there, that's not a bad thought. Same thing, right here. You're going to lose the muscle of the algo, but I'd do it the same way. I'd still wait, take the retrace, stop under the pivot, because remember, every pivot is always an advertisement to go get the stops because there's liquidity there. If they can't get it, that's what creates the 3. All right. Good one. Interesting. I never even looked at that company. I have no idea what they do, but apparently business is not good. All right. Thanks for that one, Koki. Okay, CN Salazar. What are we doing? GNRC. We're getting a lot of trads today. I'd like to see that. Just for the mix, for the healthy mix. Did the market ever turn around? It's still flirting on that IB high. Oh, I got a good one over here. That long crude finally did pay off. I have to turn my head and look over at the other machine. And then I see something's about to hit target. Okay, what do we got here? That's Dutch Brothers. Wait a minute. That can't be right. So I got the wrong one. Did you give me Dutch Brothers? Shit, do I have 2 brothers back to back? Did I have something Hudson Brothers and Dutch Brothers? Is that possible? Could I have gotten that? He says
no,
GNRC.
He may have been looking at that chart during the stream, and so it saved over it. So you might just type in.
Well, I got
GNRC.
I got a view only mode here, so I got to go to. Oh fuck.
Go ahead and copy his chart. I'm looking at it right now. So, yeah, so he's probably watching the stream.
But
it auto saved.
So his this is the link he sent me.
Yeah. So now just type in GNRC. GNRC.
I don't think I can when it's a copy.
No, go ahead and save it. So go ahead and copy it and save it like you normally do.
Yeah, and then I can do it.
Then you can type in GNRC and likely see what he's doing.
Okay.
But he was probably looking at it himself while the stream was going, and it auto saved over his chart.
GNRC. Holy shit. Okay, let's go out to a daily. Okay, there we go. There it is. Okay, so we're just, would he have given it to me in log? Let's see here. Do we need to be in log? Oh, yeah, we do. Oh, that's nice. Okay, do we get that? I want to say yes. Yeah, let's just double check it here. I'm assuming out of log. that's going to be long enough. Yep, it is. Okay, so we're good. Okay. All right, so I got, well, here we can see it. Let me go back to log so we can see it. Leading diag into the 2. Impulsive 1. I got an ABC here. Let's take that down. Oh, man, you went weird colors on me. Okay, let's go. All right, so I got a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, Jesus, what a pretty chart. That's good work, CN. That very nice. All right, so 1, 2, 1, 2, finish the 3. So this one, let's take this one up. Oh, let's brighten that up a little bit. Okay, so I'm in a 3, 4 off the 2, so that's probably too big. Let's go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 into the 38. Oh God, what's wrong there? That's nothing looks. What do I make of that mess? Well, that doesn't look too bad. It looks like just an expanded B wave. Looks like you're gonna have to go. Oh, I see what you're saying. Look, it looks like. Let's do. What do I got? A daily. Oh, this is what you're talking about. I got it. Okay, that is a mess. What do we got there? Oh, yeah, this is where, you know, equities are kind of a pain in the ass, right? So maybe we go to a line chart. Can we make anything of that? Looks corrective. Well, this is perfect, right? 3, 4, 5, right? So that the move down is perfect, right? So actually, right, you can see actually your 4 would be, this would be A, B, C, D, E. So your 4 would be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. God damn, you got a great start. But that is a cluster. Well, you can't. Well, that is. You're kind of screwed there, aren't you? Can you get? God damn, you might have to do something like this. A, B, C. That's about all I can see making sense there. What do I want to? I don't think I can get a 5 in there, but let's just take a look here. 1, 2, maybe you can. It gets so spotty down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like you can get that. You're having to fill in the, let your mind fill in the spaces there. A, B, C into the. That's a cluster F bomb. It sure is. Did we hold the 786 here? Well, that's. Well, you got the age-old problem here. Do you need to do anything, right? So what is your note here? Looks like a mess right now. So my guess is you're in it. That is just horrible. There's no question about that. Let's go down to. Boy, you wouldn't. You know, that's a guesstimate as to how to deal with that. Well, you might have thought A, B, C, and then that comes down as a 5, because it sure looks like that comes down as a 5, doesn't it? Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, it looks like it's got an internal in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. So you've got an impulse that completes down there. So the ABC right now, that's about all you got to work with. Ooh, that's an ugly start, right? So I wouldn't be forcing anything here. I don't think there's any reason to do anything until you get some clarity on what that. Oh, let's go back to a 60. Interesting choice, right? So you're getting the, what do you got here? A 50. Oh, you got a 50 and a God. Okay, so you got the 50 and the 200 is the God MA. Oh. I think you just got to kind of sit on that. Yeah, let's pull out here a second. It's just too weird of a start off of that, right? You've got the nice pivot here. It's to the tick on the 38, but that's just too weird. You're kind of in no man's land here, right? You don't, you're on the wrong side, right? So this is when moving average trading is so easy, right? Was when one is above the other. Here, the 50 being over, and then you're staying above, right? Easily staying above. Here, you're in that no man's land, so this is going to be some resistance. Oh, you're probably going to have an algo here. You're going to have to deal with on the way back up. Let's get this one down. You kind of have this a bit of a shit show here. I'd want to see that go. This would be no trade for me because maybe, right? But okay, what happens here? It looks like you'd be trying to get some sort of a diag to get going here because this is just such a funky start, right? It's not really ready to go yet. It's kind of what that's telling you. It's just nope, rejected. GNRC. I think another way to look at it is say, okay, I'm in some sort of a consolidation here. Let's get that off. What am I really doing? I'm just kind of in a box here, and we know that's going to be resistance. Okay, a little turtle head there. So you don't have much room here. So is this breakout traders doing the usual, right? Retail, going to buy that. Thinking. Oh, it's going to go, right? I think that's a hurry up and wait, right? I love the tag of the 38, but that's not the start that you wanted there. So the reality of that is you have to be comfortable giving up the potential thrust here, the up thrust. Now, this is just a personal, I wouldn't, that's not clear enough for me to trade. So I wouldn't take that. But if you're, CN, if you're in this or you're looking for an opportunity, if you're already in, I don't think I would be doing anything new. If you're looking for, I like it because it's at the 38, I'd be a little bit more patient there to give that at least get some clarity. So you're not going, God, is that a wacky, huge expanded B? Is that what I've got there? It's not a great start. So that'd be on my watch list, but I wouldn't be finger on the mouse there. I'd be just, okay, let's let it ripen a little bit. All right, so let me keep moving here. I got, Wonka, what are you looking at? We're going to get a Bitcoin update here. Okay, so Wonka got Bitcoin for us. I think Bitcoin's pretty clear as to what it just did. Woo gives me the wacky here. Okay. Let's save there. Okay, what are you thinking about Bitcoin, Woo? You gave me two charts. I'm guessing you got, so I got a daily, why do I have two? Oh, okay, so you're giving me two counts? Oh, that's interesting. So you're giving me your Uber bear and bear. So I'm getting bear and bear. All right, well, this has got a lot of, let's do this one first. Okay, good liquidity under here. You are right. There will be a massive amount of stops there. I think I saw this last week here, and I kind of liked your thinking. It may have been, I can't remember if it was you or Mekatataku.
No, it was Wonka.
It was Wonka, yeah.
It was a good count.
Yeah, this is an interesting count, right? So he's gone A, right? So this is, a lot of Elliotticians here differ here as to, because you can't, this is perfectly legit here. Because this does have a nice finish, right? I remember when this was happening, and my thought was, oh, come on, man, that's too good, right? So I thought the 3-3-5, right? But the balance is off. You can finish the 3 here. I don't love that as much. So like this is technically valid, but if you put it in the whole context of the this doesn't have all the history. Oh, so I'm just gonna do it this way, and let's put that would be the primary degree. Oh shit, where's my? Well, maybe we don't have to do it. You're getting. This would have to be. This would have to be the dominant 3. Shit, I basically just have to bring this over here. Oh, come on. Oh, do I not have it there? I thought I did. No, I don't. Oh, fuck it. All right, we'll just stay over here. My concern is that this becomes such a massive 4. So this would have to be the dominant 3, at the higher degree 3, and you're putting in this whole thing in the 4. So it's, I suppose you're finishing everything here, A, B, C into this. Right? I've seen this count here. We've been over Bitcoin so many times here. I guess I don't need to take you into that. I prefer this as a 3. I agree with you there. This is the issue that's really challenging here, but this is a nice solution to it. A, B, C, D, E. So the triangle plays, but it plays as the B. Now this would bring us down to 22 and change. We know the 17 high is right about here, right? 19 and change. Into the median lines. Boy, it's a sexy count. It is. A, B, C. This, I will be surprised if that's what we end up with, because the finish here is also quite good. There's a great little diag here that finishes it here. Actually, it doesn't matter, right? So he's counting it this way, but if you put the 3 up here, you just get to this W differently. Well, shit, you'd have to do it as a. It almost wouldn't matter. You could get here as a W. X, and then the question is, what are we going to get here? We're going to get a 3 or we're going to get a 5. Right now, this would play really nicely as a 3, so you get your A, B, C. And so I don't dislike this count. Actually, it's quite good, right? So we'll see. This actually, it kind of makes sense. If we've got the uncertainty of, okay, Ukraine, what do we end up? It's not Ukraine as much as it is sanctions. What? All right, so to go sideways here where the market wrestles with this, and then, oh, okay, wait a minute, are they all using crypto now? Okay, well, that's going to get the SEC and everybody else up into get their panties in a wad about crypto, and then we might have, so going sideways here kind of makes sense, right? It's a question of what comes off of it. But boy, wouldn't that be a perfect tag here? Why do I want to say that tagged once already? Oh, it must have been I thought I had one there that had tagged this out on the. Oh, that must have been on the Brave New Coin. Interesting count, Woo. I think that's very valid. That's a real contender. Now, what will be interesting here is, as you're noting here, you're going to have a ton of stops there. So, just from a price action perspective, the problem with this here is that you'd be anticipating that to be a short. Right, if we're coming back here, if we break this and then we retrace here, you're gonna fingers crossed that you're gonna do that, right? Because you're likely to get a reaction there. So that's what you'd be looking for. This is a good count. I may have to put that in the mix this coming week. The other one that I'd seen, I think this was Woo that had this, which I don't like. How had he done it? I think he had done it this way and looking for 3, 4, 5. Oh, pardon me. It's going to have to be a diag, right? So we're doing 3. So maybe it's 2 and then 3, 4, 5, right? That I don't think. This would be more probable here. It's a good count. Good count, Will. The other one I saw, if I can put it together, was that we were putting that we were going to do a WXY here, and the Y was going to be the triangle here. Gravity Anti threw that one at me last week, or I think on Friday. Also, it was very valid. There's a lot of different ways we can resolve here. This is as good as any. So here's the little structure here, right? So if it's going to go up here, then the triangle still is a candidate. If we get the B up here, remember we're looking for if it's going to hold the triangle, right? If, right? If we're going to get up here, then you're still going to be thinking, oh wait, this could play just right. Remains to be seen. I'll be shocked if we go down that, but the more people say it's not going to happen, the more likely it is to happen. Good count, Will. Not much to do there. There's really no trade here because why would you do anything in here, right? Unless you're short-term swing trading. Here's where this would be your entry down here. That's the last order block before it goes up, right? So there's probably, is that what you got in there? Is an order block? Yep, you do, right? Nicely done. Oh, I guess you'd have to do it maybe a little bit more like that. Last down before we go up. We get it just perfectly, right? So if it gets to 22.5, that's, I'd be back in the truck up there. Okay, good stuff, Woo. Very nicely done. Okay, let me keep moving here. Oh, I had a, this is the short term here while we're here, because this looks pretty spot on here. You'll note what we just did here. So we get a corner here. This is just the micro count I've been following here. So off of the idea that we have this is a good pivot here off of this low, regardless of how you get here. Coming off of the low, I get an impulse into this pivot here. I got a 3 into the pivot here at the 50. Little nugget here, and then there is a leading diag here. This is very much like what we were trying to get in Monero. All right. Oh yeah, look here, I got it. Right, 5 longer than 3, 3 longer than 1. I got just what I was looking for here. So and then I got an ABC into the 2. So this is just, oh, you remember that what we were saying? Oh, when it moves off of this, oh, can I get the 5? Can I get the 5? Oh, and I did. And look what came off of it. Beautiful 3, right? So there's the trade you want to take. Pretty big, right? So no idea, no, right? So, but you're looking for a 3, right? So you say, oh God, well, how would you have known that was coming off of that? Well, it's a 3. That's what you were looking for there. It looks like that's gone 200% of it. All right, first little pause here was at the 1618, but that looks like you've got, oh, that could be getting ready to finish. Although that 4 relative to 2, not great. So this could be still going. Do you have a? Well, that looks 4-ish here, but it could be here. That'd be a mighty skinny, but not out of bounds. We'll see what happens there. But I don't know if I'm right on it. It's pretty close, right? I think it's like we've just shy by a tick or two. So I'd be expecting that one more kick up, right, to get there, because it looks like it missed here on Coinbase. It's a slight miss. I wouldn't bet against that getting there. Plus, you just shy of the algo target, right? So if anything, I would not bet against that. That's a difficult spot where you're like, oh shit, is that close enough? Or I'd probably, if I was in this with that as a target, I'd have probably already taken it. Yeah, it feels like it's not quite done here, right? The structure would be better like this. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you can see the potential support right there, right? So here we tagged it. If so maybe we get there, put you right at the 50, 4, 5. Then you're going to feel pretty good about the low, right? This is going to start to get more interesting, right? Because per my view, what we're looking for here is an impulse. 1, 2, can I get that? Well, think about that, right? So this is actually getting more bullish, because if that's the start of the impulse, we're looking for higher prices here. Because if this is 1, 2, this would be one of the 3. If that's 1, 2 off of a technical low, and here's the target, minimum target for the 3, that's starting to get pretty bullish. Let's just assume we got that. Okay, deep, right? 3. All right, where's our target? Golden zone. Starting to look pretty good. All right, if, right? That's a whole lot of projection of what's to come, but there it is, right? Teed up, right? How it could get there. Look how it's all contained within these median lines. So starting out right here, if this is the one, and if that's going to hold as the 2, and pretty good start to it. So I've got a 150 on the other side of it here. That set of median lines should be this framing here. I'm on a 15-minute here, but on the lower time frame, this should be good structure for this to get there. Even if you take it out to the 60. There's a pretty good roadmap. Now, obviously, right, here's all the resistance we're going to have to deal with here, up here. Well, it maps out pretty well. Maybe you get golden zone there. What's that target there? 49. Well, since Bitcoin is trading like the NASDAQ, tech stocks keep going. This has got that's got a real potential path there. All right, good, good. Dude, thanks for bringing that in, Wonka. I really like your count. If this isn't going to play out, I like that count very much. Okay, so Top Hat Panda, what's up, man? Let's get what he's got up to. PRLB. Oh wait, no, I don't want to do that there. That's my count. I'm going to save that. Good count, right? You should have that. Everybody should have that as a contender. If you've got, like, I think I have 4 different counts here. This would be one of the 4. That's a good one, Woo. Okay. All right, what do we got here from Top Hat Panda? PRLB. Photo Labs, Inc. Top Hat. Oh, he's going to give us something interesting. What do we got down here? We got a RSI, looks like Stokes, and what else we got? Oh, the Elliott Wave, just a different color. All right. 1, 2. Oh, that's lovely. Golden zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not hard to spot that. Nice subdivision. 3 into the pivot here. Well, that we got wacky here. So you got is that an inside? No, I don't think it is. That's just a regular, but just, oh, maybe it is an inside. I think it is, actually.
I think it's a bearish inside from the top.
Yeah, it is, right? That's a Monte Crypto special, right? So if you never, right, be sure to catch a Wednesday to learn how to do that. That's pretty funky, actually. So, God damn, something happened with these guys. So, holy shit. Well, I'd want to know a little bit about why, right? That's February of 21. For the last year, that has been going straight south. And then we got a little, well, God, that's just beautiful. So look what we finished with here. So we got a beautiful impulse to finish that. So in a golden zone. Oh my God, look at this. Swing, what do we do? Golden zone. So you're coming, that's just unbelievable. So you're coming out of the gigantic retrace pivots at a golden zone. First swing up, first retrace golden zone. You think the algos are in here? Got a 50 on this end. Well, you're in a little fib fight there, but boy, that's a bitch, right? So you got a little bit of an overlap there. So you'd have to be thinking diag here, but now that's already so deep. What do we got, a daily? Can we get an impulse into that? Looks like you might. You got to kind of fill in the blank spaces in your mind's eye right there. Maybe ABC. It plays better to be at a 2 here. So we can get rid of that one. What's not to like? Back to a 4 here, get a little more context. Well, here's the last flip in the Vegas wave. I'm amazed it took that long to flip. Look how far it was, right? It finally flips here. It takes a lot to flip with a Vegas wave. So you're going to have to get way up here for that to flip. Here's the dominant. You're going to have to clear right here. So this right here is well, that's interesting. So for this to hit, that median line is going to hit right in that golden zone. So at first it's got to have to clear that. If you're going to go 1, 2, and this is going to get a 3, you're going to have to clear some of that structure. It's probably a reasonable spot here, right off of that last up bar before it goes down. So that looks like a pretty good target for a 1, 2, 3. So let's map it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got a long way back to get to even a long road home. And that's in log scale too. It's even worse out of it. Something very, very bad happened with this company. I'm not sure what it was, but I don't know what they do, but that's gnarly. I guess you're going to have to work that as a WXY. Boy, that's about as skinny as they get. You want the definition of a sharp combo. There it is. You can barely make it work, right? Just barely does he get it done. Oof. Nice. Nice work, Top Hat. Well, all right, so I'd want to know, or I don't know anything about what they do. I'd want to know why that happened and how they're going to get out of that mess. Interesting one. You know, equities, you don't want to trade these blind, right? You want to have some idea as to why that's a massive sell-off. Is that COVID related? I don't know what that's related to. Okay, good one, Top Hat. That's great, TA, as usual. Very good stuff. Okay, let me keep moving here. So I got George bringing right his favorite, which is Bitcoin D. Uh-oh. Huge altcoin pump starting now. Oh, I love to hear that. All right. Huge alt coming now. Buckle up. Oh, I hope he's right. Okay, so let's see what he's thinking. So I got Bitcoin D. I'm going to have a ton of... this is sexy. Okay. Here's what my eye sees. Sideways. Now this is good, right? So the way he's using the channels here to show the breaks, I mean, it's very clean structure break here, right? So we can see the swing structure outlined by these pivots is just beautiful. But what's happening? What do we got here? I got a 1 hour. Oh, this is George. You're getting good here. This is getting very good. Okay, so where are we coming from? Okay, so he's very bearish. Okay, so we're going to go, I got to pull out here so I can get this. Oh, okay. So this is a 3. There's a 4. Let's take that up. 3, 4. How are we getting there, George? We doing a diag? Is this, I'm thinking that's your 1. 1, 2, yeah, there you go. Okay, so we go, I think these are just a little offset, right? Maybe it's me because when I change the time frame. Okay, so we go A, B, W, X, Y. Okay, I like that. So 1, 2. Boy, it's good work, right? So I keep giving him a hard time about not getting these done, and now he's getting them all, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Got a 3. WXY, great. This is very nice detail work here, right? So this is how you build conviction. You go through every swing, and if you can nail it, do you think you're getting a little bit more conviction into what's likely to come next based on tracking this all, right? You might look at that and go, oh, fuck, what a pain in the ass. Well, first is to challenge yourself. Can you do it? Right, which is kind of what I was pushing George on. You can do this. Come on, you can do it. Right, put a left. I know he's smart. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now he's nailed it all. So so you see, it all leads back to his initial comment, which was huge altcoin pump. So he can say that because he's got conviction in the count here. So whether that's ultimately what happens is almost secondary. As long as the money management is good here, he's got conviction in his approach to the market because he's put the work in. ABC into the 4 here. Now, this is going to get a little tight in here. George, I can't break that. Looks like we did. All right, so we got to rethink this. So we can't break that here. That's a problem. Okay, to this count. So we're just going to have to, as you've labeled it, we got to change it a little bit. So this, I'm guessing you have the wave on that. You do. Okay, so we got a good start here. We got Crazy Town sideways. Oh, Jesus. WX, Y, X, Z. Okay, let's go with it. Well, we can't, so we're a little fucked here, right? So we can't have that. So we're going to have to rethink this one, George. What's our alternate? If this is, because you're on the right track here. It's a double bottom here. It's kind of a bummer. But it plays. So what are we going to do here? So the 4 would have to go over here already. Boy, this is so tight in here. We got A here. Let's get these so we can see them. A, B. God, is there another solution here, George? Here, let me get these up here. Let's go minuet. Let me get so I can see them. Okay, A, B. Can't do that. Well, I suppose we could have. Can we finish it here? Well, we've already got to do this. So you're trying to get another 3 in here. I'm not sure it's there. Okay, let's get this. I know this is really good work here, but I just got to take it off so I can see in there. I should hide them, but okay. So let's get everybody's off here. Oh, just a. It's kind of where I started. It's just a big cluster of consolidation. So the effort here is commendable here, but just with that little break, we're kind of out of room on this. Can we get a? Maybe you'd have to go WXY here. X. So you're going to need this to go as a. Here, let's do it this way. So we could probably squeeze a 3 in here. So this would have to be. Let's change it. W, X, you're going to have to get the C up here, pardon me, the Y up here. So you're going to need to go, you've got the ingredients here, but this, you're kind of lose it. You got to start on it. You got the A. You got the C there. So might do it that way. So all of this has just blown up. That all works, right? So we'd have to do A, B, working on the C. But you don't want that to go too far here. It's going to blow up this triangle here. Wouldn't kill it. So one thing in a triangle like the, or pardon me, in a leading diag like this, we want to check, right? We just did it, right? So we want to check for the start of the 1 through the pivot of the 3 for a technical pivot there, right? So we want this one here, right? So maybe you can come in there, right? The 50 is where you like it. You got a pretty good consolidation there, right? We got all of this shit, right? So even if you bring it down like that, Well, so you can see the potential here to run the stops there. So you know there's going to be stops sitting there. So so you're kind of getting there. Just accommodating the fact that you've just blown out the idea that we were starting down here. So I still think you got a really good candidate here for potentially a move down. It's just got to, right? It just didn't pivot right where you were looking for it. I guess we'd have to do it that way. So the first one has to be A, B, C into the W. A, B, C, A. This is a cluster, but it makes it most B-like. A, B, C, 5. The 5 here is pretty clear. So this is what would make you think, okay, that's, oh, that used to be an arrow. What happened to that? Anyway. So you'd be getting there this way, right? So you'd have to go A, B, C, A, B, C. All right, so it'd be A, B, C of a flat. All right, and now you're done. So you'd have B here, and that potentially now heading up that direction. Because you need to, oh, let's see, we can map it out here. A, if that's the B, right? So here's the 100 common target, heading for something like that. Still gets it done. This is a little funky, but it would still be in line with the idea that there's one more down. Alts are flying as we come into this corrective structure here. Don't you know? Maintain that conviction until the market is forcing you to rethink it, right? So if we break this golden zone here, then the alts are in trouble, right? So this is the one this is the key one here, 45%. If we start to roll, because then you're going to rethink this, and this is going to start to look corrective, and this is going to start to look impulsive. So conviction until, I mean, to a point, right, to where you're just being stubborn, right? And I've made that mistake myself, right? You can be careful. You get so sure you're right? Your mind can't see what's right in front of you. You're like, okay, seriously, really? You're calling that a 3? You just be careful of that, right? I'm not in this case an example. I'm just using that somewhat flippantly, as in you can get so stubbornly committed to a position, you forget what the point was. Not to be right. The point is to be profitable. Something changed there. It's usually an arrow. I did there. Anyway, okay, that's my point there. It's just maybe out of all of that, right? That's the lesson there, is stubborn to a point, right? Our objective here is not to be right. Right? I'm living proof. I'm wrong so often, yet the fact that I've sustained a living doing this for almost 30 years now, I can assure you, you do not need to be right more than you're wrong to be profitable, right? And that's the only objective, is to be profitable, right? We get so caught up in being right that you go, oh, well, wait, but I didn't make any money, but I was right. I'd rather be wrong way more times, but be profitable because of good money management. And when you're right, you want to get max benefit from that. Okay. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're good. Okay, so he's giving me also another leading die. These are his 2 faves. This is good. I love this guy. It's fun about someone, and they're going through the process, is they have all these aha moments. And that's kind of where George is, right? So particularly when very intelligent people come into trading, their first thought is, "Oh, I can fix this. I can do this better," right? And there's a process where you realize, a lot of really, really smart people have been at this for a very long time, and you start to accept the way the market moves rather than fight it. It's kind of what I think George is going through. Okay, so this kind of fucks me up. Weekly. Okay, let's get this one here. So I think if I do this, one of them low. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I can get rid of one of them. Not get rid of it, just so I can expand this up here. Yeah, we've looked at this one a few times, George. This is a bitch. This one, oh God. AB. It's so fucking ugly. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, right, with the overlap. Well, okay, maybe, but you're really pushing the envelope here of what would be the right look, right? So if this is our 2 and this is our 4, you're getting pretty out of whack. Not that it, must maintain some perfect symmetry here. It's just there's a look that feels right. There's a look that feels wrong. We're on the edge here. So what he's trying to get completed here is this. Now, it's not like it couldn't happen. I mean, this move here is interesting. That's got to be... Well, XRP is supposedly the alternative to the SWIFT banking system, long touted as the solution to that. Could that be a function of the sanctions, right? Kicking Russia out of the SWIFT system? That could be, right? I mean, the kind of thing that would lead to that kind of a move right now. Does that happen? I don't know. People have been talking about that for a long time. As long as since I first heard what Ripple was about, I was like, oh, well, that makes perfect sense. Well, this is great detail, George. Really appreciate it that you're really nailing these down, right? So that you get that conviction into where you are. So it looks like this finishes. All right, so he's really, this is, you should have seen his first charts to where he's come. Wow, it's great to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, we got that done. Let's go down to a 2-hour here. Okay, so we got an impulse here, so we got an ABC to finish it. God, could you use any tinier numbers? Or here, let's get these up where we can see them. Okay, I got a clear 5. I got a 3. How'd you get there? Yep, that's good. You got it. AB. Oh, you're kind of stuck with it. You'd have to dig a little 3, 4 out of that. Oh, this is... All right, that's likely stops getting grabbed up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we get a 5 into the C, and I can't even tell. I mean, I can see it. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got a beautiful. This is toast now. We've had the retest from outside, so we can take that off. This is good. Well, here was the one that we had to watch for. That blue does work. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew, squeezed it in there. Good job. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got a clean A, B, C into a. It's a little skinny there. You might have to do that WXY because that looks like a ABC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So okay, right. Broad strokes. Right, what'd we do? There's a nice 3. Oh, just looking at it. Right, this looks like what anyone. Oh, I can't tell. What's the highest one? Got a little wiki got through it. But that's what I was expecting to see there through that target. 50 to the tick. So, what's not to like here? One. Okay, it could be 2. 1, 2. Ooh, that's 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is classic 4, 5, ABC at a 50. 1, 2, working on the 3. You'd have, it's a little skinny for median lines, so I'd start with just classic Elliott channel. Oh, let's use, since it'll have the projection. All right, so we know this will be shorthand. This will be an approximation. The negative 100 will be approximation for the 1618. It gives me a zone, right? That's the advantage of doing that, George, right? So just if you put them on your retrace, you don't have to, then you don't have to do this twice, right? Because you're going to get an eyeball look at it, right? So it's going to be right and close. Now, it's bouncing at the 50. There's going to be a little gap. It's when it goes to the golden zone that it's right on it, right? It's just, well, you know the math there. Okay, so you're looking for that. That's your target there. So lots of good upside there. You're looking for $1. Oh, it looks like you might have another set of median lines here that might be useful. I might work off. Is that your low? No, this is your low here. All right, so we want to get there. Right? So this is just as valid as any set of median lines, right? I got a swing, I got a retrace, I got a corner. First push, nope, retrace to the 50. Second push, you're looking for that to get there, right? If it can't get there, right, it's going to challenge that low. But right now, swing comes down to a 3 to a 50. Right? I mean, if you're a Ripple fan, you're late, right? The party already started right off of 50. You're a little late to the party. Now, not so late that you couldn't possibly get in. Maybe you stick around for the after party. Let's go white there. Okay, so maybe. So if this is the 1 and we're looking for a 3, we're going to need a 1 in the 3. Kind of tees up, right? This looks good, George. So if I get that, oh, I'm interested, right? Can I get that swing up there? Seems like if ever Ripple was going to have any fundamental news that might drive it, we got the ingredients for it. But it has disappointed many. Oh, shit, it's probably made others rich beyond their wildest dreams as well. So, that's the crypto tale. I think more disappointment than custom yachts being purchased. Okay, but good stuff, George, right? It's really, really, your work is getting so good, right? That's one of the best things about my job. I get to see traders progress like a proud parent. I got anti-gravity finishing us up down here. What do we got? Dot. Anti-gravity is another one. He was good when he got here. He's just gotten better since he's been here. All right. Oh, but he gives me the worst colors. God. Okay. Let's go. What? Is there something? What's going on with the white bars? There must be something you're using. Why do I get white bars there? So I got green, I got red, and I got white. Are those inside bars or what? Tied to something? No, they're not inside bars. What are you doing with those? I'm kind of curious.
You're talking about on the value area?
No, I'm talking about on his candles. Is it? He's just it's his interior. He's got a white interior on up bars with a green outline. I got it. Okay, it just looks like it's made me think he was coloring the insides because we do that over on Ninja. So maybe.
Oh yeah, he's got all.
So it's open
the
here.
Green bar is a wick that's green.
Right, and red is all red. Right, so there's 3 colors here, which makes me pause for a second. And go, what is happening there? And then he's got his color.
He's still stuck on Christmas.
Yeah, he is, apparently. I know. The work is always good, but his colors, I always struggle with the colors a little bit. Okay, so look. So right off the bat, look what we have here. Right. So this is a great example of what a technician's chart should look like. Right. Because he's giving, he does this for himself. Right. We get the benefit of understanding what he's thinking. But this is a great example of what, if you're really working on a campaign on an asset, what it should look like. Why? What? Because he's documenting his thinking here, what the TA looks like, and what's coming from it. So it's kind of hard for us to go through every one of these, but it's a good example to see. Okay, if you're really, something like Polkadot here, where there's enormous potential. Well, so if you're really going to go after an asset like this and trade it, your chart should look something like this. So you're documenting. Oh, so if something doesn't happen or doesn't work out, you know what you were thinking right there. And what were the conditions that caused you to put that X right there? What were you thinking right here? Right, so this is really good technical work here. Now, it almost doesn't matter what the outcome is because all of this aside, so we take all of this work gets us all the way down to here. Now look at his risk here. He's got a 17-1 after going through all of that. Right, gets you all the way down to where, oh man, after I get through all of this and I get down here, I get a pivot. Look what I can do. Because otherwise, so you may say, oh, well, I'll put it down here. If you don't have that level of precision, I don't know how other people do it. You just say, oh, okay, I'm going to risk X amount of dollars, right? Then you're trading your wallet, right? It has no connection to the actual market, right? It's just, this is how much I've got to that trade. You want to try and avoid that if you can. You want to try and trade the market, then adjust the size to fit your risk tolerance rather than just, oh, I take anything that I see that I like and I just, adjust the market to my risk tolerance, right? That's ass backwards. So coming down here, he's got a great, right? And he's done all the work to get all the detail to get that pivot right there, right? So he can put on a trade like that and not feel like, oh, well, come on, man, you're going to get stopped out. Of course, it's too tight. No, it's not too tight. That's actually perfectly done with targets. And you get a clean finish there as well, right? Remember, we're looking for a 5 to finish. Oh, you're giving me, oh, okay. So I've got a candidate here for another leg down if this doesn't pivot here. So he's given me, here's the B. So we go 1, 2. Okay, that's a little funky. Why'd you, oh, I see why you did it, because the overlap here. Okay, so he can't go 1, 2, 3, 4 because of the overlap here. So he has to go 1, 2, right? Which is, that's a pretty common thing as an Elliottician you run into. But because you're looking for a 3, get that right on that pivot. P, C. Okay, that flies. Well, I can see the 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, I'm on a daily, right? So I can kind of just eyeball that. So it's 1 or a 3. Oh, how would we get here as a 1? So I guess as a 1, we'd be thinking diag, right? Because it would be a 3. So this would be your 1 here. I guess you'd be thinking ABC 1, 2, 3, 4 overlaps that. So I think actually in the, how are you going to get there as a 1? I'm not sure I follow you on the 1. This would have to be ABC. So the 1 on the secondary count, the 1 would have to be here. ABC into the 1. Looking for a diag. I'm not sure it matters here. So let's just focus on his primary. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got the pivot. So this one. Here, let's hide that one. All right, that's the backup. If this rolls over, he's got a backup plan, right? So it would be 4 coming down to hit the geometry, so get the 5, and then he'd likely just scooch it down a little bit. So you got to be able to take that, right? That can't be like, oh fuck, all right, well I guess that's not going to rally. You got to be able to take this absolutely without any emotional, oh fuck, right? I mean, okay, yeah, nobody likes to get stopped out, but it's got to be like, okay, well, let's reevaluate. So it looks like it's down here. It's got to be, stops have to be just due course, part of doing business. It can't be, oh God, I hope I don't get stopped out, right? If you are that way, ever, you obviously have too much size on. So that you don't ever want to be, trading shouldn't ever be that stressful, right? And if it is, you're doing it to yourself. Right? It shouldn't be that stressful. And the only reason it's ever that stressful is because you're taking on too much risk, right? Otherwise, what's the big deal? Oh, risk X, okay. You got to make a little agreement with yourself when you go into the market. Okay, I'm accepting that I'm willing to lose X dollars, whatever that is, right here in terms of size or leverage or whatever you're doing. I'm comfortable. I'm willing. So if I get stopped out, okay, I made that deal with myself that I was going to be okay with that. Now, do I like it all the more down here? Can I accept that? Can I make a deal with myself? Now, am I going to hold that deal with myself and not do, right? The second you even think about doing this, you got to stop yourself. You got to try. And I can only say that because I have done that so many times over the years that Like it's a reflex now. If I even think of it, I pull my hands off the mouse. It's become reflexive to where I go, oh, no, I'm not doing that. I have done that before. I've done it. Oh, I'm going to give it more room. I'm going to give it more room. Right? It should be like just as soon as you think it, stop. Because do you see why? So because if you just take that little stop here, right, it's no problem, right? You can reevaluate. You take it down here. If you do this, the market's going to bend you over. It will bend you over so that you learn that lesson. Don't let it. You're just doing it to yourself, right? There's no reason to do it. Take the small one here, reevaluate here. Do I still like it? Does all of this still make sense? Maybe, right? So if you want to be a little more conservative on this one, rather than try and nail the turn, and it looks like he's nailed the turn, right? Look, goddamn gravity, that's a great trade if you got that. But if it comes down again, oh, okay, well, all right, this time I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to get a reaction, and I'm going to take the retrace. Right? So that's actually a good segue. So to try and nail the pivot, I mean, truly, that is about as sweet as it gets in trading, right? When you nail the pivot and you get a monster that comes out of that, it just feels good, right? You just used your brain, you made money, you outsmarted the other traders, you nailed it, you got it. That's a very positive reinforcement, right? Like damn, I can't wait to get the next one. So taking that, I don't discourage you from trying to nail it, especially if you've done all the work and you're down, it's like right at the, yeah, I'm taking that one. But don't go balls deep here, right? Because then, you're creating that situation where you're checking the market every 10 minutes. Oh, God damn. Oh, did it go? Did it go? God, I really want to be right on that one. No, you don't need to ever do that. Well, first, if you get this one, right, the potential payoff here is so huge. The harder part in getting the pivot is the temptation to take profit is overwhelming because you nailed the pivot. You don't want to give it back. That's the hard part, keeping your hands off the mouse. Look, I nailed the turn. Oh, I want to bank that so I can post it on Twitter. Nobody gives a shit. Trust me. All right, that's between you and you, right? You nailed it. Good for you. You don't need to trumpet it. All right. But the lesson here is don't do this. Don't do it. I promise you'll regret it. If not on this trade, eventually, right? If you build a habit here of giving it more room, it's just a recipe. It's just a matter of when, not if, you're going to blow your account up. If this is a common thing you do, well, let's give it a little more room. Put it on, walk away. Have a look. Remember how Grant does it? 3 targets, right? So you're making the deal with yourself. I'm accepting the risk. I got 3 targets. I don't do anything until it gets to first target, or I get stopped. Right? That's a discipline. That's hard to do. It's very easy to say. Why? Because the market gets up here and just a little bit. See, this is all fear and greed, right? So what happens? Greed. Oh man, that was a good trade. I nailed that turn, man. I don't want to give that back. I know I got a target up here that I went into this with that in mind, that I was going to stick to my trading plan because I've learned that I need to stick to my trading plan. But if it gets right here, you're like, oh, fuck, man, I don't want to give it back. I don't want to give it back. It does a little bit of that. And you're like, oh, all right, I'm out. Okay, but look, I got that little move. And then it does that. Why? Because going out early was the mistake. So you set it up, you had a target, you made a deal with yourself, you accepted the risk. Maybe if you wanted to tighten it up a little bit. Because the assumption is I've got to pivot. So why am I down here still? If I'm making the assumption I've got the turn, I've seen the reaction. Why do I want to keep my stop down here? Because if this is coming down here, something else has happened. My count is off, right? And so if it starts to move away, that's okay. Tighten it up a little bit. But the mistake is getting out early. Let it get to target. Right? It's very hard to do, right? Because the greed glands start firing. Oh man, look at that! I nailed it. It's hard, right? This is not, at the end of the day, it's going to go up or it's going to go down. How hard can it be, right? That's the illusion of trading, right? Get money. Think about the emotion. It's two-sided, right? You've got a winner. Oh man, you feel good, but a little bit of fear and greed is battling in your ear, between your ears. I don't want to let it go, but I had a target, but I don't want to give it back. Or you get underwater and now you're stressed, like, okay, God damn it. Come on, man. Come on. Just this one time, just this time, I'll never do it again. Most of the damage done in the market is all done self-inflicted. Gravity, is that our last one? I think it is our last one. I think we're done.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
No,
all right. Good one.
think we
Appreciate it.
have
Good stuff
any-
today.
No tips.
Look at that,
or
and
requests,
we're right on time. Oh, the market has decided to sell off a little bit. Interesting. What did Bitcoin do? Well, it's going sideways. All right, guys. Sorry, I'm still here. All right, we'll wrap it up here. So we're back tomorrow. Same thing, right? This is a good number, 6-7 charts. It doesn't get too long. It's just well done, right? So all good setups today. Very good stuff. Appreciate you guys. All right, as usual, all right, you can always join us for free, right? So anyone watching who's not a member, looks like we got mostly members here. Look, anyone who's watching, right, or watching after the fact on YouTube, right? Remember, you can always join us for free, right? Free to drop in, get started on the white belt if that interests you. And I just feel like I have to remind people, it's not an Elliott Wave course by itself. Sure, there's Elliott in it, but that's not what it is. I wouldn't call it well, here's your Elliott Wave training. This trading training. Right? Think about today, right? Where the Elliott was helpful, we used it. Where it wasn't helpful, get it off the chart. Okay, guys. All right, so that's, I guess we'll wrap it there. Right? Just link all of our links to join us, get to the site, any of the tools that we use is underneath in the link tree. And with that, we'll wrap it, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.